So I see this on YouTube a lot. Atheists, what if you're wrong? Well, then we're wrong. I don't really understand why that's a big issue. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I would like to know why Christians never consider the thought that what if atheists are right? And you're dedicating your entire one life that you get on this planet to serving a God that you genuinely walk around believing judges your every thought and your every move. And I don't know about other Christians, but when I was a Christian, I felt like I could never be good enough. You know, I was never a good enough Christian. And it was just one more thing that made me feel like I wasn't good. Like I didn't measure up, like I had no value. I wasn't good as a daughter. I wasn't good as a friend, good enough to have any friends. I wasn't good enough to have a brother who loved me. And I wasn't good enough to be a good Christian, to be, you know, the assumption that I get sometimes is that, what did God do to make you so angry or disappointed or whatever? And I'm like, He didn't do anything. I don't really believe that there's a God. You know, and if there is a God, if there's some kind of higher power, which I don't think there really needs to be, but if there really was, I would certainly hope it wasn't any of the Abrahamic religion's God, Yahweh. I would hope it wasn't the biblical God. You know, and if a Christian is watching this and not understanding why I would say that, they need to read the Old Testament. Christians tend to want to put that under the rug. The only thing that they want to think about as far as the Old Testament is the original sin story and the 10 Commandments, which of course there's actually more than one 10 Commandments, but that's it. And really the 10 Commandments aren't that great. Like the first 4 or 5 of them are all about God wanting us to stroke his ego. Okay, so yes, I'm digressing terribly. So, okay, what if atheists are wrong? And what if all the other people in the history of humankind who worship other gods in all these other religions, what if they're all wrong too? And what if all the people on this planet today are thinking they're worshiping the only God, but it's not the Christian God? So are they all? What if the God of Islam? What if Allah is the only true God? What if Christians are wrong and the only true God is Allah? Or what if the Buddhists are right and there is no God at all? You know, I tend to think, I don't really believe in an afterlife, but I think if there was, I just think it's a continuation of this life in some other kind of dimension. But I don't really believe in it, so it's not like something I think about very much anymore. But anyway, at least atheists are willing to think, okay, well, you know, maybe I am wrong. But until somebody shows me some kind of proof that they're right, I'm going to go with, you know, the default, which is atheism. Until somebody can show me that this is true and show me some evidence that this is true, I'm going to go with what I know, and what I know is what I see, and what I see is the natural world. And in in my life, in my lifetime, so much of the natural world that used to be a mystery isn't a mystery anymore. And 50 years from now, things that are still a mystery, I mean, we're constantly discovering new things, and the God of the gaps is getting smaller and smaller because we're filling those gaps in with understanding and knowledge. And I don't know, I just feel like I don't want to waste my life. My life is short, you know. The chances of us even getting to be alive at all are so amazingly unlikely. And here we are, we're alive, you know, and this is very likely the only chance to be alive that any of us have. Would I want to spend a percentage of my life in some building, being told what a bad person I am, and being told that I must do this and this and this and believe this and this and this to be a good person in the eyes of some all-knowing judge in the sky? Do I want to walk around? Christianity was all about dying in yourself and living basically you're just the hands and feet of God, and that's all you're here for. You know, it's like, wow, you know, I'd like to actually live my life and do something with my life. And I'd like to be able to say when it's all over that maybe I made a difference. Maybe I did something good with my life for somebody, I hope. Anyway, I don't know if this is making any sense. My videos rarely do, but I don't think about whether or not I'm wrong. My thought is, why would I want to follow this God if Christianity is right? Would I want to follow this God? Would I want to go to a heaven knowing that there are people that I care about that are suffering forever in hell? And here I am worshiping a God that would do that to somebody who's just a little finite being who made a mistake, or maybe just didn't have enough evidence to believe something, and for that horrible crime they're going to get to suffer forever in hell. And that's okay with this God that I'm sitting up there worshiping and praising? Why would I praise such a God? Why would I think that that's a great God? Why would I think that that's something admirable? And that's not something that to me, that would be like going back in time, finding Hitler and going up to him and getting down on my knees and telling him what a wonderful guy he is. Oh, Hitler, you're so wonderful. Can I be in your can I be a Nazi and serve you? Because I think you're just so wonderful. To me, that's the same thing as worshiping a God that would do that, that would make creations, finite creations, incapable of believing something, not providing enough for that person to believe, and then punishing them for it for the rest of eternity. No, I don't think I could be happy in the Christian heaven. I don't think I could enjoy heaven knowing that there's even one person somewhere being tortured forever for not being able to believe something, for not being given enough information to be convinced. Since when is that a sin? Since when is that not being able to be convinced? You know, okay, if somebody came into my house right now and told me that, I'm trying to think of something that's really incredibly, okay, came into my house and told me that trees could talk. And all I had to do was go out there and listen real close, and I would hear the trees talk. Okay, so I went out. So I go out in the front yard, and there's a tree out in front. It's a little lilac tree that I planted a couple years ago, and I went. Okay, I go out there and I'm listening really hard, and I don't hear anything. But the person is telling me they hear the tree, and they're telling me that, there's something wrong with me because I don't hear the tree. And if I don't hear the tree, and if I don't believe that the tree can talk, I'm going to be punished forever and ever and ever. I mean, to me, that's like, okay, whatever. I don't believe that trees talk. I don't believe that your God exists. And if it's so important for your God that I believe that he exists, he would make the evidence that I would need to believe happen for me. It would happen. If my salvation was so important to him, there would be enough information put there in front of me in my road to show me that he exists. And again, my first question to him would be, how can you make anybody suffer forever in hell for not being able to believe in you because you didn't give them enough information to make it possible for them to believe? Is it possible to pretend to believe in something? Is it possible to force yourself to believe in something if you don't believe it? Is it possible for me to believe that trees talk if I do not hear any trees talking? But, somebody with authority is telling me that the trees talk, and if I don't believe it, I'm going to go to hell, and I'm a bad person if I don't believe it. Anyway, this is probably going completely off what I was wanting to say, but I don't think about whether or not I'm wrong. I believe that I am content with what I believe, and I believe that until I am given the information to show that supernatural beings exist, I'm not going to believe that supernatural beings exist any more than I'm going to believe that the tree out front talks. So I wish Christians were a little less sure of themselves and a little less arrogant, because to me it's arrogant to walk around and believe that you're right when nobody knows. And do you ever ask yourselves, what if you're wrong? And it's one life that we get, and here you are devoting your life to serving something that, how do you know it even exists? Warm, fuzzy feeling in your heart? Well, I get that, and I'm an atheist, so how do you explain that? Anyway, thanks for listening. I'm just bored. I figured I'd try to do a video, so bye. Oh shit, now I have to find the stupid off switch. This happens all the time.